so that I can see. Yay! Please listen to my request. Thank you. I want to be able to see myself for Biggie. I hope with this little performance of mine that I have been able to convince you and not confuse you as to why I should wear my glasses. Thank you, sir. I'll take my seats.
That was a lovely performance.
Thanks, big brother.
Kindly remove your glasses.
Hi. Now, wow.
Hello, Angel.
Hi, big brother.
Welcome to your diary session.
Thanks, Biggie.
So, how to be the first shot of tequila?
I don't know. Pretty great. I won't lie. It does feel great to be the first shot of tequila. Although now I think I'm like the third shot. I think I'm moving my way up, on the scale of preference.
At least progress has been made.
Yes, exactly.
How are you today?
If my diary session was yesterday, I was going to say that I was very overstimulated. But since my diary session is today, I'll say that it's been like, I'm still overstimulated. I won't lie. It's been like a pretty chaotic few days. We had the Black Envelope Challenge, and Venita isn't talking to me because of the pardon me please, because she had said that. So I had gone around to be like, oh, that we should put Ile because she has had like a chaotic 4 weeks. And then Venita said that we should put Adekunle. The gist of the matter is that she's not talking to me because instead of me trying to convince people to put Adekunle, I convince people to put Doyin for pardon me. And I just think that that's very funny that she's not talking to me, because it's like I also want a pardon me, but like, I don't know. And then there was not like the Aquafina task that really shook me to my bones, big brother, because I just felt like everybody was being very strategic with like their answers, and it was like very, it was very funny to see. Can you imagine that kid was edging us? I was like, oh, we went to Ibiza, which is pronounced Ibiza, by the way, or Ibiza, one of those. And everybody's thinking it's going to be about cross. And the next thing he could do was make it about Doyin. I felt like that was very eye-opening for me. It's like when you think you've seen everything in this house, you eventually see more. So it's been very chaotic. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's been very chaotic. I'm scared of people in that house. It's been chaotic. I'm overstimulated by everything, by everyone. And I just feel like, I'm not sure. I mean, I know that there's one person I can trust, right? I can definitely trust Soma. But like, even in terms of like friendship, it feels like the dynamics in the house are constantly shifting. And that makes me very anxious, because you're never sure what your place in people's lives are. But I feel like it was the Aquafina task for me, man. Like, I was shocked. It was very eye-opening. Every time somebody did something that I didn't expect, my mouth dropped. I was like, what? And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse until it got to kids' turn. And that was the final thing for me. I had to go and sit down and take a breather and ask myself why. Maybe it's only me that is not serious with my game, because I can tell Kibaya's game and I do appreciate his game, but it's a really ruthless game still, So I feel like I've just been very overstimulated by everything going on. It's like too much going on at once, trying to dissect people's character, etc. I also feel like with the pardon me please thing, I put a target on my back because the week before this one, it was fraud that I rallied people to put, and then after that, Kid comes towards me and Mercy and is like, I know your game. So I'm now scared that during nomination it's going to be my name being mentioned, because they also have a thing going on, like Pere, Kid. I don't know if Cross is part of that, but yeah, I would say very overstimulated, very anxious. I'm also very excited. I'm always excited when the dynamic shifts. It's nice to see the house continuously rotates. Yeah.
Kindly recap the events of the last few days.
You
Feel
know,
free to talk about the eviction of Uriel,
Okay.
the head of house game,
Okay.
and every other thing you'd like to discuss.
Okay, I always have tea for ya. Let's start with Euro. Honestly, Euro leaving really, really, really hurt me. But I wouldn't say that I was surprised. Because I know when we come into this house, right, everybody wants to believe that we start on the same level. Like, it's nice to have that thought. But I like to say that I'm a realist, right? And maybe, am I a realist? Am I a pessimist? I don't know. But it's like when we come into this house, we've been here before, we already have an established fan base. So my ideology is that it's either your fan base increases. I have a theory that it's either your fan base increases and people like you more, or your fan base decreases and people stop messing with you, or your fans, because they're not our fans, they're yours, they belong to you, because every season they go towards you, or it shifts and like everybody's just mixed and scattered, and the dynamic change outside of the house. So I don't really believe that everybody here has like an equal level ground to play. You heard to see her go, but I wouldn't say that I was surprised. I don't think she left early in her season, so it's like I don't think she had much of a fan base. I think it's still power play. I don't believe in this whole propaganda that there's a leveled ground that we're all playing on, and that level ground only exists in this house where everybody has an equal chance. But outside of the house, if I'm being sincere with you, Biggie, people have bigger fan bases, right? So it hurt to see her go. Like, she was one of my parties in the house. I really, really loved Uriel. And I think that if she's not the most, I think she's one of the most selfless people that was in the house. A bit of a temper, just like me. But she was selfless and she was sweet. And, all I wish her is blessings moving forward. I feel like when we live here, our lives only get better. Way up. Now, to the head of house game. You know one thing about intuition? They say, listen to your intuition, big brother. When you told us that we should go and choose our team, I chose Doyin. Doyin was like that. That's Shay. I say Shay. Because I won't lie, during tasks, there's an energy that certain people have because they're overly competitive. And that can come out, the energy can, I won't say they're sore losers. Okay, actually, I will say that they're sore losers. Some people don't take loss very well. Example, Venita, Shay, they don't take loss very well. So I've been in both their teams. So I try as much as possible to avoid being in their team, because me, if I lose a task, like, I'm just chilling, you win some, you lose some. But to see Venita and Shay, hey, the attitude that they will give you, you would think that you did something worse. So when doing is like, Shay, we should push Shay. I said, Jesus, let's not pick Shay. She insisted we pick Shay. As God will have it, I would like to say that I don't know who is behind. I have a suspicion it's probably Joe. But you people really think of your game well.
Careful.
What?
Careful.
Okay. So, when I got into the arena, right? It was before I even got into the arena, I heard people whispering. in the house. So I think I had an idea of what it would be like because they were talking about sacrifice, blah blah blah. So me, I'm now thinking, I'm like, oh, two girls and a boy. That I have mixed feelings towards Shay. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I like him, other times I'm just like I don't understand this guy. So I pulled Doyi to the pink room. I'm like, I don't know what's going on in there, but I think we're going to have to take down Shay. And then she's like, okay. And I'm like, so that a girl will be head of house. Because so I've had 3 boys as head of house. That's not sitting right with me. So she's like, okay, no problem. I was like, cool. So either one of us will make it to the next stage. And as God will have it, we go into the arena. And it's indeed kind of, not exactly what I thought, but yeah. And then we obviously poured in Shay's kidney because girl power. And he went out. I could tell that I could tell that he knew that I was the orchestrator of his downfall, because the attitude he gave me after, I was even surprised. I won't lie to you, I wasn't surprised. I've been with him in a group during tasks. I loved the game, like even down to when it was just Doyi and I playing. When she won, I was happy because I think that an integral part of the house, of being a part of the house, is knowing like when to sacrifice, when to be upset. Discernment is important. So like I was just happy that a girl had moved to another stage. It was, and then came the schematics. So Biggie, we have schemers in this house. I can proudly say that I'm one of them. So after the entire head of house game, I now knew those that qualified. It was Mercy, Doyi, Pere, Soma, Adekunle, Neo. 6 people. 4 boys, 2 girls. So I'm really outside there plotting with the girls and Soma, like how can we possibly make Soma win? Or the girls. I wanted the girls, let me be very honest. So we're there plotting. Before Soma joins us for plotting, we're like, okay, this is what you're going to do. So I'm like, take Perry down first. This one. Up to the extent that they even went to go and gossip me to Perry to say that I had joined bad gang. Eventually, a girl became head of house. I was really excited about that, I don't want the boys feeling like they own this house. They don't own the house, so it's for everybody. So I think that also tilted the energy in the room a bit. I could see Pere fall. Biggie, I've never seen Pere that quiet. In just day, people like bread where they put for water, soft, wore glasses, do not talk. Just saw him doing his usual with Kid and Co. Because they were scheming. Their plan was that they would point Messi, they would point this, so that Neo would be head of house. That's what they decided. I said, not on my watch. It's not possible. So I really loved it. It's an exciting turn of events. I feel like moving forward, we should have more games like that. It does mentally break people though, I guess. Because after that, I feel like most people took it lightly. But still, the energy in the room, I feel like it shifted the dynamics in the house even more. And of course, there was the Pardon Me Please, which I already gisted you when you asked me how am I, where I'm like, Venita, actually, initially I'd gone to Alex. I'm like, because Ilibayo was crying about what Pere did to her. Pere had gone to meet her by himself to say that they should pour in Kid's own first. Imagine Ilibayo's shock when Pere went in there and poured in her own first. So Ilibayo was busy crying in the toilet. So I felt really bad, and then I go to meet Alex. I'm like, oh, I think we should put Ilibayo for Pardon Me. I go to Doyi. That's another interesting turn of events. I go to Doyi. I'm like, Doyi, I think we should put Ilibayo for Pardon Me. She's like, yes, she can. But can she be honest that she wants it to be her? I was like, hey, you see why they know they hear people? I was shook, right? And then I went to people. I was like, can we put Ilibayo? People agreed. And then Doyi and Messi went inside. Messi came out. Then Doyi now came to come and tell us that, Doyi now came to meet me that she convinced people that we should put her because she came too close to be head of house. I was just like, okay. So I convinced everybody to put doing, and then they put doing, and then Venita parad for me because she told me to convince people to put Adekule. But Biggie, might I interest you in telling you that I went to some people and they say, "Ta, get out! Why would you put Adekule based off of love interest? This one, that one, this one, that one, this one." So that's what is happening in the house right now. Venita is not talking to me. Dynamics are changing, etc., etc. I won't say I feel very targeted. Obviously, nobody's targeting me. But I feel like the moment that nomination starts, I will somehow, they will call my name. Because I've been in too many things, you know. That's a sharp. But I would like to say that the house is peaceful. Now that we have gotten rid of the tiger that was chasing us last week. So I'll say the energy in the house is a bit peaceful right now. Even with the wager, you know, everybody's chilling. We have a peaceful head of house. And she's a sweet girl. So, yeah, that's what's happening in your house, big brother.
And what do you intend to do about Venita?
I don't intend on doing anything. Because I feel like she could have a mature conversation with me, right? And be like, "Oh, babe, how far now? What happened?" Because let me interest you in saying, big brother, that I also want a pardon me, right? Okay, I feel like I've numbed myself too much. When I first came, I was able to enter myself and be emotional, but now I just like take everything with like a pinch of salt. So let me try to be emotional now and be very, I'll be very serious with you, Biggie. So like, I would say that all my life, right, I've always catered to people's needs. Right from when I was like younger, since I was like 10, you know, I've always been the giver, not the taker. And I feel like that's that's the mentality I grew up with. Always giving, never asking, never taking. And I mean, during the Aquafina task, Soma did say that, but I feel like people don't see that side of me because I'm not as vulnerable with them, or maybe they don't really see me. But Soma even says it all the time. It's like, "You never let me take care of you, yadi, 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 blah, blah, blah." And it's not even a him thing, it's a me thing, because I went through like so much in my life and I survived, and I went through those experiences alone, like really, really hard experiences that I felt like I was even too young to go through, but I went through that alone with like support from like family or friends. And that's just how my life has always been, you know, like I'm always the one to extend and give. And because of that, because I don't know how to take, because I don't think that I do things for people for them to reciprocate it, I'm not much of an asker. I know that about myself. Like even if I want something and I feel like I deserve it because of what I have given, you know, people, I can't find it in me to ask. So with the pardon me thing, you know, I feel like everybody wants to be pardoned, right? Even I want to be pardoned. But I can't go out of my way to ask. And that was an argument that was what caused a fight between Soma and myself day before yesterday. Was it day before yesterday? Yes, the day before yesterday. That was the day of the task. And then he's like, "Oh, why can't you tell them to put you, like you're always petitioning for other people, blah, 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 blah." And I explained to him that I feel like if anybody wants to give me a pardon me, it should be because they think that, oh, this girl is actually like deserving of it. I don't want to have to ask, right? And I know that sometimes you should ask your friends for things, yadi, 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 blah, blah, blah. So with Venita, it's like, I can't have that conversation with her because I feel like I also want a pardon me. But you came to me to tell me to put your Oga, to which I agreed. And I went to people and I'm like, okay, let's put her Oga. One of the people whose names I'm not going to mention is like, "Oh, make we know you style, drag person to the top 5. 1. Somebody was like, "Why?" Based off of love interest. 2. You know, people brought like different feedback. I didn't really have to convince them too much because they were like, "Okay, yeah, that makes sense." Because, you know, she was almost head of house. Let's just make her happy, you know. Near success syndrome is really, or next success, yes, is a really bad feeling. So it was easier to convince them to put doing. So for me, it's like the principle of it, because I also want to be part of, but you don't see me asking. And I won't say I'm going out of my way to sacrifice anything, but it's just like, that I'm the one that people would listen to based off of how our friendship circle is. I feel like it's selfish for you to not even consider that, oh, maybe me, myself, I actually want it. But you're upset at me for not putting your man when I could have easily petitioned for myself. Like, oh, you guys, please, oh, I helped fraud last week, oh, please, you people should help me. I could have easily done that, right? And she could have that conversation with me. But instead, she's going out of her way to do petty things. Maybe not on purpose. Maybe just her trying to show me that she's upset at me. And I still can't find the logical reason as to why she's upset. I don't enjoy standing up for eviction. This is my second time standing. I stood it last week. I'm going to stand again this week. I don't enjoy it. I could have easily done it for myself, but I didn't. It's a different thing now if I now did it for myself. Now she's upset. I will understand small, like, okay. But I didn't even do it for me. I did it for another person. But you want to be upset at me because not even you. You're not even upset that you did not get it. You're upset that your man did not get it. So I can't talk to her. I'm not going to do anything about it. I feel like she can have a mature conversation with me and be like, you know what, Angel, this is how I feel about the issue, blah, blah, blah. But instead, she's choosing to give me silent treatment. And the thing about me is that when somebody starts something, I definitely have to finish it, right? If I don't finish it, I won't feel okay. And I had that conversation yesterday as well. I'm like, if somebody sets a trap for me, I love being a rat so much. You don't understand. I like to enter traps that people set because, like, I know what you're doing. And now, do you want to roll in the mud? I go bath inside that mud with you. So it's like if she wants to give me silent treatment instead of being rational and being like, okay, Angel, I feel like this about this matter, this one, this one, this one. And then hear my side of the story. Then that's her business. Because I did try, I went around, I said, let's put Adekule. They said, Mbami. They no one drag person go here. This one said this one. Another person said this one. This one said this one. What am I supposed to do? Like, I don't understand. I'm not having any conversation with her. Let her feel how she wants to feel, honestly. Like, if she really cared about me that much, in the same way I care about her, then she would have that conversation with me. If she doesn't want to have that conversation with me and she wants to keep it like that, then let's keep it like that. Both of us, three of us are standing. Matter day in my own head. I should not be carrying another person's matter on top of my own head. I don't understand it. I beg. Let's even have an easier conversation with Big Brother, because it actually has been pissing me off. And then she did something during the Aquafina task where she said something. I can't exactly remember it. But even two of our friends, our mutual friends, came to meet me to be like, oh, did you notice that? And I said, yes, I noticed. I don't know, you're taking slight jabs at me. Just say what is doing you. Even, please. And White Money told me yesterday that I should stop being honest. That you can't be honest in this game. So I said that from today, I will start lying. So because if I continue talking, I'll say the truth. And I don't want to say the truth. I want to start lying from today. This very instant. Really, I'll be lying to you.
This is the one place you should be honest. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree, but I would like, I was really perplexed by a lot of things during the Aquafina task. And, I'm talking to White, and White is going on a speech. He was going on a speech on like how you shouldn't be honest, you have to play the game, blah blah blah. And I was really arguing with him. I was like, you have to be real, blah blah blah. But then as the task kept on progressing, I'm like seeing, his point of view. I feel like honesty really gets you in trouble in this house and outside of the house. Like when you say so I do agree that we should be honest people, but I actually kind of see, what White meant by in this game, you just have to lie your way through it. I don't understand how people do that. I feel like if people hate me, right, I want them to hate me because then she say na so Angel Bill. I hate her because that's how she is. Now for them to hate me because of a persona that I created just to get ahead in the game. Bring back Kid to the forefront. So I feel like for me, it was the principle of what he did yesterday. I don't understand why he did it. Because let me now take you back to when Ilebaye and I fought, right? And everything. So obviously doing to Ilebaye's side, no Kizzy, that's her friend. And then Kid comes to me and is holding my hand and he's like that, oh, that should be angry at Ilebaye. That is Domi. That is Domi that is instigating her. That Domi is the puppet master. That, do you know the way to get ahead in this game? That you have, that there are cracks in friendships, that you now have to be entering. Tell one person one thing, tell another person one thing, tell one person one thing. And my reply to that was, I don't think I can play, that type of game. I'm going to say what somebody told me as it is. Like if there's two people arguing and two of them come and tell me their story, I will tell the person, this is what this person said. I'll tell the person, this is what the person said. I'm not going to give somebody one advice and give another person a different advice. So I'm like, I don't think I have energy for that type of thing. Again, in the pink room, all of us are having a conversation about the same Ilebaye matter, doing matter, because at the time Ilebaye was still kind of chaotic in the house. So I'm like, like me and Ilebaye are friends in the house. This is not the Ilebaye I know, blah blah blah. And Ilebaye and I did have that conversation where she was like, she also feels like I'm not the same way I am outside, that I'm a little bit too, what did she say, rugged, or whatever word she used. And then while we're having that conversation, Kid comes in, and I'm like, yeah, it was even Kid that told me that, Doyi is the puppet master, in quotes. And all of them were giving their think pieces as to why it's true. Me, I'm still there saying, I don't think so, because Ilebaye is capable of her own thoughts. She's a woman. And I'm like, well, if you people think so, then okay. So me, I'd already made my verdict based off of what they said. Yesterday, Doyin comes to me and it's like, oh, that Kid had done something, one thing. I won't lie, I zoned out of the conversation because I was just like, okay, regular Kid banter. And then we go for Aquafina task. Just after Kid called Doyin an instigator in a room full of people, we go for the Aquafina task. And he starts talking about his trip with Cross. And I won't lie, I was a bit excited because I do think that Cross is a huge burst of energy. Like, he's a refreshing person, right? Irrespective of whatever is going on with us right now. I think he's a refreshing person. And that was what Ike and Kid had. So, I was excited for him to get something in that category because I think that best describes him. And then he's talking about his whole trip, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. And then he goes, unfortunately, my party, was it necessary? And how are we to trust your intention behind it, right? And then I'm telling all of this to White Money, and White Money is telling me, oh, it's the game. What? It's a different thing if person vex you and you shout. It's another thing if somebody was minding their business and you just poked them. Because I even said, if somebody that I think is my guy does that to me, I'm sorry, but that's the end of our relationship in this house and outside of this house. Because there was no need. If you wanted to appreciate Doyin, you could have appreciated Doyin from the beginning. Even though I still think it's fake. Because you can't tell me that of all times, you had all the time in the world yesterday to meet Doyin to apologize, like, Doyin, I'm sorry, this one, that one. No, you waited till the Aquafina task. And it's not like you even started with her. You actually started with someone. Let the person get excited. Big brother, I feel like I'm the one that should be asking you how you are. Because the people where you pack for this house, me included, we're not okay. I'm telling you, we're not okay. Every week that I'm here, it gets more vicious. I respect his game so bad. I do think it's like a very, being a villain can go both, either way. It's either good or it's bad. Let's hope that it's working in his favor, right? But me, on the other end, it made me very skeptical of everybody in the house. Like, it was, when your eye is paining and you put eye drop, it was like as if I saw, as if it was like, wow, is this what we're doing? So I do agree we should be honest, but it's like everybody else is playing their game, so shit, I might as well join them and start. I'm just joking. I don't have strength. I won't lie to you. I don't have one single iota of strength for all of that. Personally, I came here to excuse myself from the chaos outside for a bit. So, but it's interesting to see. I am thoroughly entertained, which is why, might I just suggest that this parrot, when the parrot says something, the parrot should now say who said it. This was said by Angel. To be more chaotic. Not all this will now be deciphering because we can't now find out who it is. We'll just forget it. Nothing will now happen in the house. I'll now be bored. Let us try. If it's chaos you want, allow us to thrive in the chaos now. Let the parrot announce. Said by Suma.
Are you done?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Let's discuss the theme of the week.
Okay.
Money.
Yeah.
How important is money to you?
Are we talking like on a scale of like 1 to 10? Or like just in general? Hey, the awkward silences you leave are very, very bad. I won't even lie to you. We have beef. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think that in life generally, right, money is good. Like, it's good to have money, obviously. Nobody wants to be poor or broke or hungry. So money is important, but like on a scale of preference, it's not at the top for me, right? Relating it to this house, it's also still not at the top for me. For me, it's a thing of like, if I win the money, all well and good, but it's not my if I don't win this money or more, because I didn't win it in my season, but I thrived. In life, I do think that money is important, like I love nice things, especially if those nice things are pink. If I could buy a whole store, make everything pink, buy a whole store full of everything pink, I would. So I think money is important. Like I said, nobody wants to not have money to buy things. Everybody wants to enjoy in life. Everybody wants to be soft, and so I do think money is important. But it's not at the, like, it's not my, it is a priority, but it's not at the top of my list. At least two things come before money for me. So is it important? Yes. Am I going to do something that goes against what I believe in for it? No. So I would say 50-50. It's nice to have money to buy nice things. But I think I haven't fully, but I think I've also transcended beyond thinking that money is a do or die thing, right? Because my line of thought is, and it's because I had like I had an experience, right? And I feel like that's changed my perspective on life and the things we, what's the word, attach ourselves the most to. I don't think I said that well. The things we hold in high esteem, example, money. And I think that experience really changed my ideology in life. It's still like a work in progress, right? But I'm learning to appreciate less materialistic things. like friendship and books, and just generally things that bring me more joy, because it means that if money goes away, I won't be happy, And I went through that phase where when I didn't have money, I felt like, oh, it was the end of the world. And, like hunger is really much, it's like it's a thing, and money is important for so many things, but I don't want to base my happiness on like material things. So I'm learning to appreciate the less materialistic things. Like I said, like friendship and love and books and rain and laughter. So is money important to me? Yes. Is it a do or die thing? No, not so much. Because one day I'm not going to be here and I'm going to leave all of it behind. And the only thing I'm going to take with me is what I have inside. And I don't think it would profit me if I lived a life continuously chasing after the materialistic things instead of focusing on like building what's inside of me and having like a beautiful life experience, basically.
That was profound.
For you to compliment me, that means I really did say something profound. Thank you, big brother.
Today's diary session also affords you an opportunity to stake on this week's wager.
Already?
Your allowance for this week is 500 money points coins.
Yeah.
The minimum you can stake is 100 money points coins. You may proceed.
I'll take 300.
Kindly confirm your stake.
300.
And would you like to discuss anything else with Big Brother?
Please give me a second. I feel like I have something to discuss, so I just can't remember it.
Are you stroking your beard?
Yes, I am. Biggie, yes, I do have something to ask of you.
You may proceed.
I think it would be nice, right? I'm asking if you could please play more music for us. I feel like a lot of people, need it. I mean, it doesn't have to be all day long, but it would be nice to like just hear music I feel like it would also diffuse the tension in the house, during the day is what I mean.
Big Brother will consider your request.
Thanks, Biggie.
Your diary session has come to an end. You may now leave the diary room and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. I can now go back to seeing.
And Angel.
Yes, big brother.
You do look marvelous in pink.
Oh, please stop it. Thank you. Hey, bye. Don't miss me too much.